I mean, we're gonna have to talk about Elon Musk at some point. I look. A lot of people mistake me for some giant Elon Musk fanboy. Not so much. I like the guy. I'm a big fan of what I think he does amazing stuff. He's clearly very, very, very smart. He owns a lot of people. I like that he's a billionaire troll. I feel like if I was a billionaire, that's how I'd be. Just trolling people. This guy has a level of fuck you money that's, he doesn't care. You guys all think it's like some giant own when he slips from like the world's richest man to the third richest man. It's like, do you understand that, like, number one, these values are all on paper, and number two, you never go that deep in the pond, so it doesn't matter. He peels off $40 billion for Twitter, and he's not worried about it. And before he came over and bought Twitter, he promised the moon. He says he's a free speech absolutionist. Basically, if it's legal, it's allowed on Twitter. And I like that. I think that's ultimately the way it should be. It's very, very hard and nuanced these days to make rules when it comes to this kind of stuff. Do I still think it's better off in Elon's hands than where it was? Yes. As weird as all these Twitter files are, and they are weird, it shows a level of corruption and comfort that the government and social media has gotten is disturbing. And everybody kind of knew it anyway, but like, it's so fucking gross. And it does, like, yes, they're a private company, but like, this stuff does swing public opinion. So Jack Dorsey comes out and says, I think Elon Musk should release everything without filter. Twitter's co-founder and former CEO Jack Dorsey, who, by the way, is still invested heavily in Twitter. He can't, he owns part of Twitter. He's part of the, dozen or so entities that own part of Twitter. It's just Sequoia Capital, the Saudi Arabian, MBS guy. So Jack still owns Twitter, and Jack Dorsey comes out and says Elon Musk should release all the Twitter files without filter. Twitter's internal communication about moderation decisions relating to Hunter Biden, the Twitter files, all this stuff. Release it all, let all the reporters comb through it, and come out with what they will. In a way, I do agree with this. The way this is being done is very fucking weird. I don't know why Matt Taibbi and Barry Weiss, and I don't know who this Schellenberger person is. I at least have heard of Matt Taibbi and heard of Barry Weiss before. But the way these are being done, and look, I mean, who knows how they're being given this stuff, what format it's in, how they're searching for it. And I understand it's like, you're going to search for the most salacious stories. You're going to dig for what you think are the stories before anything else. And I'm sure this stuff will go on for years and years, but were it given to more, like, why not send the whole package to the New York Times, to the LA Times, and to independent journalists, 20 outlets, and let them all release stories in their own time that they find, and let all the research kind of bounce off each other and work itself out. The Twitter files are all nothing burgers. I mean, if you believe that, you're insane. You're insane. It's gross abuse and complete conflict of interest. I mean, it's everything short of a complete propaganda machine. Like, it's crazy. And again, I understand, like, but you have to understand that the lines get real blurry between this public company stuff when it comes to social media and the government. When the government and social media are meeting and flagging stuff, they build portals for these parties to go. And again, not that Matt Taibbi and Barry Weiss are like the most trustworthy sources, but I have no reason not to trust them. Why would they put their name on a complete lie? They're saying there's nothing there, really. From Republicans or Donald Trump, it's all Biden. It's all the FBI. It's all DHS covering shit up, trying to get anything about fraud and elections and Trump erased from Twitter. It's crazy. Accounts with 6 followers making obvious jokes about Biden. They come after them. It's like the minutia, that they're looking at. It's insane. He's not going to release it all because it's trying to control the narrative with everything that comes out about him. I mean, that's what it looks like when you don't release it all. Unfortunately, I agree with Dorsey. Who knows? Like, look, it's easy to say release it all. He got in there and started releasing shit right away. When you say release it all, it's not like there's like a zip file with like everything in it. Like there's Slack channels and emails and, probably other internal communication tools. There's clearly portals and systems and logs. This stuff can't be like easily just like thrown into a machine and spit out what happened. It does have to be combed through. I mean, corporate cell phones, call logs, meeting recordings, all this kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know the best way to release it. I don't know the best way to put it out. It looks bad when you don't release it to multiple outlets, but it also looks bad when not one mainstream. I went to CNN the other day and searched Twitter files and like nothing comes up. And then stuff like about Richard Branson comes up and like Lake Tahoe, like weird results. Just like literally like nothing to see here. It's like, I don't know. Again, this is the whole thing I said with the misinformation. Around 2020, we all got real concerned about misinformation. It's like, what? Back where I come from 10 years ago, we all laughed about the internet, reliability of information on the internet, because it was like, oh, you're not going to believe everything because it's true, because it's on the internet. It was a big joke. We all knew the internet was full of every opinion that could exist. Don't take it too real. Then 2020 rolled around. You're like, we got to remove misinformation from the internet. It's like, are you okay? You all mentally ill? Taibbi initially wrote something like it's on both sides. Well, in the first Twitter files, I think there was one thing from a Republican. Those were emails to contacts in Twitter to like elevate or escalate for removal. We're talking about these portals now. We're talking about FBI meetings. We're talking about DHS meetings and, security agency meetings. This is all on the left, leading up to the midterms even. So it's, when he's saying we were told it was on both sides, I think he's talking about the meetings. This was a later Twitter file. So they were unrelated. I don't think this is so much of a catching him backtracking as it seems like. Tesla's worth more than other car companies on paper. Tesla, the cars are basically shit. They're poorly made, and legacy car companies will surpass them in every way soon enough. I disagree with that. I mean, if you've ever driven a Tesla long term, like I've driven Teslas for weeks. They're great cars. They're not bad. They had a lot of production issues early on. Panel gaps, wind noise, and quality control issues. 100%. And by the way, I still don't know if it's a great purchase. They're overpriced. And the problem really is support and maintenance. If something goes wrong, you get in an accident, something breaks, you could be waiting a long, long, long time before you get anything done, before it gets fixed. But they're not shit, and I think you'd be really surprised how fucking far behind legacy car companies are. Like, they're not even close. I don't agree with the everything with Elon is a big frugal. Like, it just isn't. It isn't. Agree to disagree on that one. If you believe the Democrats benefited from this, you have your head buried in the sand. Sorry. You're gonna have to be more specific. Benefited from what? Elon doesn't know anything about Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell. What? Yeah, but Hillary's emails. Imagine how the woman copes sleeping with this man. Bless her. Who? You talking about Elon or me? Because I sleep with a man. I've been in a Tesla, and compared to other cars at that price point, they aren't up to par. Oh, I mean, I said they were overpriced. Look, like you buy a gas guzzling Mercedes for 60 grand, it's going to be much more well appointed than a 60 grand Tesla. Matter of fact, I don't know if you can get a 60 grand Tesla. So yeah, if you're going dollar for dollar, but they're not shit. You said they were shit. They're nice cars. They drive really well. Especially like I've driven a 2021. This year I had a 2021 for a week, and it was great. It was so much better than I was in an original Roadster. I fit. And I've ridden in several older Model 3s that were not as good as this one that I had for a week. It was fucking fantastic. Much quieter, much tighter, much more improvement on manufacturing. But you're not, yeah, dollar for dollar. If you buy a gas car, but you have no clue how far behind Ford and GM are if you think they're going to catch up and surpass. If you think that GM Ultium platform has any hope and prayer, you're not looking into it. If you haven't seen the teardowns of like the Ford F-150 Lightning to see what a disaster that Ford piece of shit is, and the Mach-E, like, look, the Mach-E looks nice. I'd buy one because at least there's 4 dealerships to take it to get fixed when it breaks down, because it will. I think they've got enough hose in there to reach the moon and back. So as far as engineering goes, Tesla's far ahead. And I think when it comes to like making the cars more luxurious, they will. But as far as manufacturing an electric vehicle, they're miles ahead. And I think even like just modern car manufacturing, they're miles ahead. I mean, yeah, you got to remember Tesla's really a young company. It takes a lot, and he's over the hump. I think it'll be fun. Tesla's still a young company. He's rich as hell. I think it will improve over the years. What else is he going to do? Just drop? Like, yeah, I mean, don't worry about Tesla. They're fine. They are overpriced. They're overpriced. Look, when you could get a Model 3 for 40 grand, it was worth it. That was a nice car. Now, again, it's as nice as a 30 grand gas car, but it's an electric vehicle. The software and amenities give it value. The resale ability gives it value. Democrats are scumbags and so are Republicans. This guy gets it. By the way, who are these people who say Tesla? I think that's how he pronounces it, isn't it? But I had look, I root for Elon Musk when it comes to like the report. Look, all these mainstream media reporters and celebrities are broken. The Kathy Griffins, the Jim Carreys, the Stephen Kings, Who's the gay singer that just lost his mind? Billy Idol? No. Who's the no, who? John Elway? Who's the Elton John? These guys are all broken. A lot of people really did get their brains broken by Trump, by the lockdown stuff, and now by Elon. It's like, this is Twitter. Remember that. This is Twitter. Again, you're flipping out about Donald Trump. You think he's dangerous. He's fucking hawking NFTs, dog. People lost sleep and shivered over this man. So, everyone is fucking broken. You do have to recalibrate a little bit. And I'm not perfect, you do have to think about stuff. As I hope Elon Musk does and changes his mind and adapts. I find, some of the stuff he's doing disturbing. I was offered him turning on all the accounts for the complete unbanning amnesty. Unban the accounts if they, let them go through the if they're not bots, obviously, real people accounts. And let people fail again. If they blow it, if they break the rules, they get phased out again. They get suspended temporarily. They get blocked. They have to take down tweets, whatever the process is. Or they get banned again after X warnings. I don't know how the system works. I was all for that. They unbanned Trump. Everybody lost their minds. CBS News, it was the best meme ever. CBS News leaving Twitter because they weren't sure it was safe after they unbanned Trump's account. The biggest, fucking virtue signaling cope I've ever seen. In 48 hours, they came back. After reevaluating, we've decided it's fine. Okay. No shit. It's fine. By the way, if my Twitter account disappeared tomorrow, I wouldn't give a shit. I have a healthy relationship with Twitter. It's an app on my phone that, should it disappear, shall not affect me in any way. All these fucking reporters and broke idiot lefty nuts are so addicted to it that this is really fucking up their life. They need Twitter so badly. They threatened to leave it if Elon bought it. And he bought it, so he called their bluff. They can't leave. They can't do it. They can't do it. They need it so badly. It's the only place they can see a number on their following. They're, really track their relevance in some sort of, totem pole in their mind. The best thing I ever did was leaving Twitter from 2017 to 19 or 20. I think I tweeted 5 times. I couldn't care less. I think the app uninstalled itself from my phone from lack of use. So Elon buys Twitter. I'm loving it. I love all the trolling of the accounts. I love it. Honestly, he's right most of the time. I was agreeing with him. He's trolling it. You're all too soft. You're all babies. He's having fun with it. I'm on his side. He's trolling. I'm on his side. Then the question of Alex Jones came up, and he said, no way, Jose. He used children. He exploited children. So I won't reinstate his account. And I went, He said, my son died in my arms. My child died in my arms. And this was the first chink in the armor I saw for his free speech absolutionism. I was like, he has an emotional tie to this kid stuff. He's not going to let this guy back on. That's weird. He's apologized. He said he's sorry. He's getting sued for every goddamn thing he ever will be worth, ever. And I was like, that's interesting, you know. That's interesting. Elon didn't call their bluff. He offered to buy it for 4 times the value, and the owners of Twitter forced him to continue with the purchase. He tried to back out like 5 times. Okay, I don't know who you are, Eric Stone, but you are out of your depth. You're coming off on this one a little teetered duck, okay? When Elon Musk made the offer for Twitter back in March or April or whatever it was, this was only a couple dollars, $54.20 a share for the memes. It was only a couple dollars more than what it was trading for. So you're wrong. This 4 times. You're emotionally nuts, all of you. Knock it off. Facts are facts. Look it up. Now, in the preceding months after that, while it was all tangled up, it did dip down to about half. So 2x you get. This 4x, he forced him 5 times. He tried to back up. Didn't happen. That's not what happened. He did try to back out once. Then there were court hearings. 2 or 3 of them. It was the one time, though. No, he tried to back out 5. What does that even mean? I imagine Eric Stone as being Eric Stone Street. Yeah. No, that guy's cool. All right. I know what you're saying, but you're maybe you're being hyperbolic. I'm hyperbolic all the time on the show. But I want to be clear. He didn't offer to buy it for 4 times the value. He's not retarded.